Hey, Monette. Long time no see, my friend. All right. I want to talk about anger in the brain today. I'm just going to do a quick live and leave you with a quick message. I will be back on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. My name is Sharon Brubaker. I'm the owner of the Grief School. The Grief School is the place where healing begins. Look at all you beautiful ladies coming in here. Thank you, Miss Suzanne. Hey, Joanne. How you doing? I want to talk about a couple of things real quick. One of the things that kept coming up in my class today was anger. Anger was one of the things that kept coming up. And so I wanted to be able to talk about anger at grief and how it affects the body. I want to start out by saying this. Not every griever will experience anger. Not every griever will experience anger, and we need to be open to that idea because grievers tell me all the time, I'm still having anger. I've never felt anger. When am I going to get to anger? As if these stages of anger are one of the things that we go through, as if anger is a stage that we have to go through. But anger is grief's bodyguard. I've also heard it that anger is fear's bodyguard. And grief feels a lot like fear. Anger is grief's bodyguard. It is not uncommon for us to be angry during a grieving experience. It's not uncommon for us to have anger during a grieving experience. Anger is grief's bodyguard. It steps in front of you when the pain feels too heavy to hold. Anger steps in front of you. It holds the space when the grief feels too heavy to hold. You might yell. You might cry. You might slam the doors. You might shut down completely. Sometimes what happens with the heart is it just can't let in the pain. It feels too painful. And we just can't let in the pain. So don't you worry, we have a plan. Anger comes along. And it protects us. Anger will come along and protect you. It's the body's way of saying, I can't take it right now. I can't take this right now. Anger builds a wall so you can survive. You can survive what's broken. You can survive the broken heart. You can allow this to be there. You can feel it. You can understand it. It's blocking it. Just like that. Anger builds a wall so you can survive what broke you. The minute you start to feel it, it comes in. Here's the other thing about anger is that we don't have the bandwidth a lot for grief. We don't have the bandwidth a lot for grief. And so anger will come in and it'll cause us to yell, scream, tell people off, tell them where they can go. It comes in to tell you something needs to change. Something needs to change. That's what Miss Monette said. You need to pay attention to this. When does your anger show up the most in your grief? Are you irritated at your family? Are you irritated at your kids? Are you irritated at the things that they're saying? Is everybody walking around seeming like they're in a good mood? Are you mad that they still have children and you don't have children? Are you mad that she still has a husband? Do you see a couple in the mall holding hands and then all of a sudden you get angry? It happens that way too. Who is getting the brunt of your anger right now? Who is getting the brunt of your anger? Is it someone else? Is it the world? Are you mad at the world that the world kept spinning and your child is not here? Are you mad at the world that you have this loss and everyone else has stopped? You might think that you're mad at your person for dying, and I'm telling you that that can happen and that's absolutely okay. And if that's where you're at, then that is something that we can absolutely work through. I don't get a lot of I'm mad at my person for dying. I really don't get that a lot. I get a lot of, I'm mad at my person for this, for leaving me like this, for leaving me at this time. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that. You might think you're mad at your person for dying, at the people who didn't show up, or even at yourself. But the anger isn't just about blame. It is mostly about protection. Miss Becky said, angry that other people got to say goodbye to their loved one. Right. Anger towards my siblings. Miss Aida, absolutely. When you don't talk about it, you get angry when you don't talk about it. I agree. Anger guards the raw wound. There is a raw wound. That's what this is. This raw wound that the loss has carved out. And that is inside your heart. Your mind says, if I stay mad, I won't have to feel the heartbreak. Think about that. Your brain is saying, if you stay in anger, then you won't have to feel the heartache. It's also part of what we talk about all the time. It's where your brain is really trying to control it. Stay mad, girl. Stay mad. Stay mad at the world. Because if I stay mad up here, guess what? Then maybe that hole will stay empty. Maybe I won't feel any emotions there if I just stay mad. Then everybody that walks in the room, guess what they get? They get a little piece of you. They get a bite of you. They get to experience you full-fledged and in full living color. It guards the raw wound that has been carved out by the loss. Have you ever noticed how anger gives you the energy when everything else feels numb? Have you ever noticed that if you go into anger when you're grieving, you can get the energy to catapult you forward when normally you can't do that? If you get mad enough, you can get up and you can get that kitchen done. If you get mad enough, you can get up and get those dishes done. It's the only emotion that you can stand up when the sadness has knocked you down. It's the only emotion that you can stand up under when the sadness has knocked you down. Because it'll stand you right up. It'll help you get right up. That's why it comes first. It's used to the fight. It comes in for the fight. It comes in for the fight before the crumble happens. Haley says, what about brain fog or losing memories? Like it's hard emotionally too. That's coming from the brain, Miss Haley. There's an intellectual part of the brain that goes on with grief. It happens a lot right in the beginning. The intellectual part of the brain, absolutely, making us feel like we can't remember things. I'm going to talk about that next, sweetie. I'm really going to talk about that next. So stay in. I'm going to talk about it today. Anger doesn't want to stay forever. It doesn't want to stay. It wants to come in and go out. Its job is to come in and come out. It's supposed to be felt and it serves a purpose. But let me tell you, you can stay in anger for years. You can stay in anger for years. If you do not admit that you have anger, or you do not admit the thing that you're angry about, the thing that you're focusing on, the anger can stay for years, which also will prolong the grief. It will also prolong the grief. When you find the anger, when you know you're angry, we were just talking about this in processing the pain of grief. When you find the anger, I want you to acknowledge that there's anger there. Acknowledge that there's anger. That's first. First, acknowledge that there's anger. Then second, I want you to ask yourself, what is underneath this anger? What is underneath here? What pain is underneath here? Is it fear? Anger can protect you from fear. Is it regret? Is it thinking about the fact that you didn't answer the phone call? Is it regret? Is it love? Is it love? Once you acknowledge what is under the anger, it will start to loosen the grip that it has on you. The wall starts to crack. And that's when we can really get in there and get the work done, when we can move some of those emotions. What is your anger trying to protect you from right now, friends? What is it that your anger is trying to protect you from right now? What truth is it guarding so fiercely you're almost embarrassed to talk about it? Are you mad at the world that you are the ones that's having to go through this? Are you mad? Are you mad and upset that you are the one that lost your child? How does she still have her child? How is it that they still have their child? And my child was so good. He was so perfect. I hear it, guys. I hear it all the time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Underneath every angry outburst sits pain. It sits underneath every angry outburst sits pain so deep it's aching. It's the pain of everything you didn't get to say. It's the goodbye you never wanted to give. It's the empty chair at the table. It's all of the things that remind you that he's gone. His coffee cup, his jacket, the smell of his robe. All of those things that you didn't want to think about are the things that bring on the rage and the anger. And it's easier to sob if you're angry. It's easier to go deep down into your heart if you're angry. But when you let yourself feel the sadness, the anger doesn't have to keep watch over you anymore. When you let yourself feel that energy of the emotion, the anger doesn't have to keep watch over you anymore. How many of you are allowing your emotions to be there? How many of you are able to identify your emotions? How many of you are using the tip? What am I feeling right now? What am I feeling right now? Where's this in my body? Why am I feeling this emotion right now? You've got to go and ask yourself. You are responsible for these emotions. These negative grief emotions are yours. They're not mine. You've got to learn to get in there and start looking at them. Describe the emotion. Breathe in the emotion. Breathe out and just let it be. Observe it without judging. This is where, when I talk about being the witness, this is what I'm talking about. Observe yourself feeling the pain. Just watch yourself feeling the pain without judgment. Ask yourself what this is. I'm telling you, it is going to answer back. In no time at all, you're going to understand what emotion you're having and where it is in your body. When you let yourself feel sadness, brokenness, regret, anger doesn't have to keep watch anymore. It can let go. It knows you're doing it right. What would it feel like if you stopped fighting the anger and sat beside it for a minute? What would it feel like if you stopped fighting the grief and just sat with it for a minute? Would you be able to process it a little bit? What if you ask it, what has it been trying to show you all this time? And when you finally strip it all down, beneath the pain, beneath the fear, I'm telling you guys, it's love. It is true, pure love. Let me not stop there, because it can also be hate. You can absolutely grieve someone that you hate. And that, my friend, is what anger has been trying to protect you from this whole time. Your love that has nowhere to go, the anger is also trying to cover that up, because when you feel that love that you have for your person and it has nowhere to go, it is devastating. Mickey says, it took me a year to let my emotions out after my husband died, and I was worried about showing them. We talked about that today. Is it okay to show your emotions? Are you comfortable showing your emotions? Can you grieve in front of other people? I wanted to stop by and give a big hugs from a distance. God bless you. I'm so glad you're here, Susie. Sandy says, oh my, I wish my son could hear you right now. He's so angry and broken from losing his Nana in April. My heart to yours, Miss Sandy. Truly, my heart to yours. Denise says, 3 years in November. I'm not angry with him. He worked to set up so much in place. My heart to yours for the after. My heart to yours, love. Thank you for sharing. Can you now see that anger isn't something to get rid of? It's a sign that you love deeply. It is protecting you from the fear. It's protecting you from feeling the grief emotions. It's heart's way of screaming, they mattered. They were important. I can't do this grieving thing. I can't do this. So one of the things that has to happen is that anger has to come in like a punch to keep us going forward. We are both so sad from losing my mom, his Nana. I'm sitting here crying, listening to you. Miss Sandy, I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. All right, guys. It's your heart's way of screaming that you mattered, that he mattered, that they mattered. Thank you, Miss Sandy. All right. That's my little talk on anger today. It's one emotion that I broke down. I want to talk about the brain. I'm angry that people won't let me just grieve my son. Miss Sarah, that is a real thing. Being angry at the people around us is a real thing. Being angry at the way that they show up for us in our grief is a real thing. Here's the thing, Miss Sarah, grievers have choices. And it's your child. It's your grief. Don't let anybody should on your grief. Someone said that the other day, and I hadn't heard it in a while. And so I'm telling you, don't let anybody get in here and tell you what you should do. Sandy said, you're amazing and you have helped me. You're a true blessing. So glad I could help you, Miss Sandy. All right, let's switch to the brain. That was anger. Now I'm going to talk about the brain. Your brain breaks for a while after the loss. You forget things. Someone just asked me that, Miss Debbie. Someone just asked us that. It was Haley. Haley says, what about the brain? Your brain breaks for a while after the loss. You start forgetting things you've known your whole life. You walk into the room and you can't remember why you're there. Words disappear mid-sentence. Now, hear me out on this. You walk into the room and can't remember why you're there. That happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. But to the griever, it happens multiple times a day. Right? You'll notice that you're doing it more and more. I want to explain to you why you're doing it more and more. You're out of the moment. For most of us, we're out of the moment. We're here. We're thinking about them. We're thinking about the beach trip we had last year. We're thinking about all of the past. We're thinking about the future. We're thinking about the money. We're thinking about the insurance. Once we've lost our person, our brain is flooded with 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. Right? So you got all these thoughts. You got all these grief thoughts. Your brain is absolutely flooded with all of these thoughts. I've showed you guys this before, but I'm going to show you again. When your person dies, when your person is no longer here, something happens to your brain, and it goes immediately to the memories. It goes immediately to the memories. So what I'm talking about here is the memories. It opens the drawer on the memories. And it starts pulling things out of the drawer that it can remember about your person. Oh, this is that lipstick she wore. I love this color. Oh my gosh, that's that lipstick. Here's that comb she used to use on her hair when she had it. Here's the necklace she had on yesterday. Your brain goes into every single memory it's ever had. And then it goes through that drawer and it stops on one. It stops on the memory about the toothbrush. Listen to me. It stops on the memory about the toothbrush. So it is flooded through all of these memories. And now it's stopped on the toothbrush and it just starts spinning on that memory. You guys have all done it. You've all done it. You've done it multiple times, especially in the beginning. And because the brain is stuck on the memories and thinking about all the business areas of the grief, and right here it's stuck on the toothbrush, it will do this. When you guys see a griever, they do this. They're staring off into space. No emotion is showing on their face. It looks almost like that. If you walk up to them and you say to them, what were you, hey girl, what are you thinking about? This is what'll happen. What? Oh, nothing. Because the memories are coming so fast, they can't even process them. And what's happening with this memory, what is happening with this memory about this toothbrush is the brain is trying to see, was that good? Was it bad? Was it sour? Was I good? Was I bad? Do I have anything left to say? Should I have said something? It is searching that memory for information. Okay. Think about your brain searching for information. Memory. Every time it has a memory, it also shoots emotion into your heart. That's why in the beginning, the griever is staring off because the memories are coming so fast, they can't control them. They keep opening that drawer all throughout the day. They keep opening the drawer and getting all the memories. Then they do this. They take that memory and they file it back in the drawer. And then they forget that it's there. And 10 minutes later, guess what they're doing? They're back in the drawer and they're pulling out more memories. Right? Okay. It's the reason you walk into the room and you can't remember. Words seem to disappear mid-sentence. You read and reread the same line over and over again, and you still don't know why. You start to wonder if you're losing your mind, but you're not. Your brain is protecting you. It's protecting you from dropping down into the heart and feeling the grief at 100%. All grief is felt at 100%. Your brain is stopping you from feeling the grief at 100%. You notice how foggy you feel lately. How even the simplest thing, like paying bills or driving home, you forget to pay the bills. You forget how to get home. You guys, I know you think I'm kidding, but it's true. You forget how to get home, and you've driven that way 1,000 times. Everything you do takes more effort than it did the day before. The fog and your nervous system are stepping in to help with the survival. Your body is on overload. Your body is on overload, and it's protecting you. It thinks it's protecting you from danger. But what it's actually protecting you from is the loss and the continual heartbreak all at once. Your brain pulls the energy from every memory it can find to focus on because it's using everything it has to just keep you standing. It will go into every memory and it will pull all of the energy it can find. That's why you can't think straight. That's why time feels like it's strange. Days seem like a blur. You're like, I can't believe it's been 2 months already. I can't believe it's been 4 months. I can't believe I haven't seen them in 8 months. All of those things start happening. What if instead of fighting the fog, you gave yourself permission to rest in it because it is also a form of a respite. Your brain is also wanting to rest. Allow your heart to rest for what's coming. And I'm going to tell you what's coming. Eventually, this is not going to work anymore. Eventually, the fog is going to go away. Eventually, the nervous system isn't going to be able to keep the brain going in those memories. And what eventually will happen is that you will drop into the 100%. Sometimes it happens around the 4th to the 6th month. Grievers actually tell me that the grief actually feels worse. It actually feels worse. So sometimes what happens is we drop the memory thing, foggy thing just stops in our brain, and we actually start to feel the grief. Sarah says, if I felt my grief at 100%, I would stop breathing. My heart would stop beating. Absolutely, that's what we think, my love. Absolutely, that's what we think. I don't know how long your loss has been. I don't know how long your loss has been. But there have been days, Miss Sarah, there have been days that you didn't think you were going to make it out of the other side. That's the grief at 100%. Moments where you're just like doing the ugly cry, snot's running down your nose, you're crying. That's the ugly, that's 100%. My heart to yours, my love. Your brain pulls energy away from the memory to focus on that. You are not broken. This is the thing I need you to know. You are not broken. It is our job to let the body do what it's trying to do. And maybe it's trying to protect you. Maybe it's trying to protect you from this grief going too fast and hurting you and causing other damage. So maybe let it. Maybe rest. Maybe when you're having the multiple thoughts and you can't think, maybe it's your body trying to tell you you need rest. You're not broken. You're grieving. Your body knows what to do. I promise you, it knows what to do. When you came here, you knew what to do. You knew how to process the emotions when you came here. But over time, we get further and further away from the emotions as we grow older. And we realize I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I'm going to prove it to you right now. I have a set of 3-year-old twins, a boy and a girl, grandchildren. They're just 3 and 4 months. Just the other day, I don't know, a few weeks back, the little girl started saying she's scared. And I said to my husband, where is she getting that from? I'm scared. I'm scared. Not a thing that we say. And she knows scared. So then the brother starts saying he's scared. And all I want to say to you is this. When we came here with our emotions. She knows scared. I don't know where she's learned it. She may have learned it from watching it on a show or something like that. I don't know. Her mother's very protective with the amount of television that they get. So she's heard it somewhere, but she knows what it means because she says, I'm scared, right? And she pulls back. We came here with protective emotions. We came here with anger. We came here with brain fog. We came here, our body knew what to do. And I'm telling you 100%, it knows what to do in this grief. Our job is to simply go with it, soften it up, and just go with it. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you need to stare off into space, stare off into space. Do what your body is telling you to do. It knows what to do. Your brain is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. When your world has fallen apart, it's slowing everything down so your heart can catch up. I'm going to say that again. Your brain knows exactly what to do. It knows what it's supposed to do. It slows everything down so that your heart can catch up. Because if I had thought, 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 and all of those were felt at 100%, which they're not, eventually all your grief is going to be felt at 100%. But if every one of these were felt at 100%, you would be exactly like Miss Sarah said, you'd be on the ground, right? Can you give yourself a little grace for forgetting? Can you give yourself a little grace for spacing out? for not being your old self, for not being able to be the mom that can get everything done? Can you give yourself a little space for that? This is all part of the healing. Your clarity will return, I promise you. I promise you. But first, your body has to believe that it's safe again. Your body has to believe that it's safe again. It doesn't trust what has happened. It perceives this grief as danger. Your body is perceiving, your nervous system is perceiving this grief as danger. Because whenever you got the call, whenever you got the knock on your door, whenever you got the diagnosis, your heart came up into your throat and your body was like, oh, that's bad. Oh, let's not do that. And the brain takes over. It's taking over to protect you. It's taking over to protect you. So it has a purpose to be served. Our job is to learn about it and do what it needs to do, what needs to be done. All right, friends. If you're new here, my name is Sharon Brubaker. I'm the owner of the Grief School. The Grief School is the place where healing begins. I wrote a book called Grieve That Shit. It's coming out at the end of this month. It's coming out. Grieve That Shit is coming out. And this is the workbook, one of the workbooks that goes along with it. That grief shit. What is the grief shit? The grief shit is all the things that we didn't know about grief, told in raw form. The cost of believing lies. You stay stuck in performance. You're constantly trying to perform. You smile when you're broken. You smile when you really feel broken. You're waiting for time to fix something that only truth can heal. Grief doesn't just break you. Your grief didn't break you. Sorry. The way you were taught to hide it, avoid it, and fake it all the way through is what's breaking you. Right. Chapter 6. The doorway is your pain. Time. Not keeping busy. Not being strong. Not waiting for time. Those are not going to help you. You've been told that time heals. You've been told that staying busy will distract you. You've been told that being strong will protect you. And those are not true. And that's what this book is. It has a few of those. It's really great, but it has actionable steps to a brain dump. What happens when your brain can't figure things out? What happens when your brain is so clogged up it can't even think? And that's where I teach you how to do a brain and emotional dump. Here's the best part about this book if you download it. I have created 10 emails that actually have a video training on each chapter in here. 3 to 16-minute video training on each chapter in here. I break it down for you. You can watch the training. You get the email all coming in. It's free. Tomorrow's the last day that it'll be free. So you should get it today. I don't know. If I were you, I'd get it today. All right. One last thing, my friends. I have been back to back all day. And I'm going to come back and answer any questions that you guys have. Oh, Aida, you're amazing. Okay. Oh, yeah. She said, how do I get it? When I tell you, I'm like, ugh. Okay. Click on my picture. Click on my picture. Click on the link that says click here for hope. Click on my picture. Click on my picture. Click on the link that says click here for hope. And then you can download it that way. Or you can simply go to click here for hope without the WW. Just write click here for hope. And you can get it that way. Clickhereforhope.com. You don't need the www. It's just clickhereforhope.com. You just download it. You just go right there and you can get it there. All right. My friends, Aida, you're so cute. October 18th. October 18th is the day we stop pretending that the holidays are easy. October 18th is the day we're going to stop pretending the holidays are easy, that our person is gone. Because for grievers, the holidays are not merry. They're heavy. Every song that we hear, every smell that we hear, the decorations, people's happy little smiles, talking about all what they're getting for Christmas, who they're going to be with for Thanksgiving. Not one of them thinking about my heart is absolutely broken and I don't want to do this. Oh, hey, EK, awesome. Every song, every smell, every decoration reminds you of what you're missing. You don't need another be grateful speech. Be grateful you had him so long. You shouldn't be that way. What you need is a plan. You need a plan. And that's what we're doing on October 18th. We're going to be creating your plan for surviving the holidays. And October 18th, we're starting with Halloween and Thanksgiving. Mostly I want to share with you on Halloween. If you're struggling, I want to be able to talk about it, but why the struggle is there. Everybody's setting up a graveyard in their front yard. Like they don't care where we're at. He's not suffering. He's not, but I am. I hear you, my love. Andrea said, I'm so glad. I love this. So glad that you popped up. I'm so glad I popped up too. October 18th, we're going to do Thanksgiving and Halloween. On November 8th, we're going to do Christmas. All of these are about, yes, it's your birthday. On November 8th, we're going to do Christmas. How are we going to survive Christmas? That's going to be the biggie. The biggie with Christmas is this. I want to show you the difference between traditions, your holiday traditions, and your values. Because how you spend, I'm going to start on the 18th, but how you spend Christmas is going to be tied in between those two. What are your values? What are your traditions? What are you willing to keep? What do you need to get rid of? We're going to talk about how to protect your energy, how to set grief boundaries. Hey, if Aunt Susie's coming over, sorry, Susie. If Aunt Susie's coming over and she's bringing a ton of wine and you don't want that, how do you have that conversation with her? If you know you go to every holiday party and everybody gets drunk and you don't want to do that, how are you going to handle that this year? What happens when you get hungry? What are you going to do when you get lonely? What are you going to do when you want to cry? I'm going to give you all of those things that you need. I wish I could hibernate in November and December. Why can't you, Miss Sarah? Grievers have choices. Not going to the holiday celebration is a choice. It truly is a choice. I'm just going to say that. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but I want you to know that. You don't have to fake smiles. You don't even have to show up for everything. You can change up the tradition. You can get the holiday that you want this year, but we have to plan ahead. We have to plan ahead. And a lot of you have anniversaries, wedding anniversaries, and birthdays in between those. If you're dreading the next few months, come and sit with me on October 18th. It's 2 hours, 1 hour lecture, 1 hour grief share. We're going to be together. We're going to do this thing together. We're going to face it together, because pretending that you're fine is not a plan. Pretending like you're okay is not a plan. Rosemary says, griever has choices. I like that. It is absolutely true, my love. It is absolutely true. And here's the deal. Only the griever can say what they're going to do. Only the griever can say what they're going to do. As always, I thank you. You're very welcome, my love. Very welcome. All right, friends. I don't know if you have any questions. I'm going to be right back to answer any of your questions. This was a quick little live. I will be back Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Saturday morning at 7 a.m., we're going to continue the 100 things about grief that you didn't know. I went over 8 of them last Saturday. So I'll probably do another 8 this Saturday. Yeah, it's 8 a week. There's 13 Saturdays left, and I'm doing almost 8 or 9 a week. And that's what we're going over, what the 100 things that we didn't know about grief. And last Saturday was really good. And we're going to be doing that this Saturday. I'm also going to be on Sunday. Don't know what I'm talking about yet, but if you guys want to learn something or ask me something, I definitely will teach on it. All right. If you're new here and we've never met, my name is Sharon Brubaker, and I'm the owner of the Grief School. In 2006, my 10-year-old nephew, Austin, drowned at the lake on Father's Day weekend. It was that weekend, that day, that I realized I didn't know anything about grief. And I went on a mission to find out everything I could to save my sister, my baby sister. And here I stand before you 18 years later, after she lost her second son, Donovan. She lost Austin. Our dad died, and my best friend died. My best friend, Sharon, of 15 years. And when I tell you I'll never be the same, I'm telling you I'll never be the same. But I've learned so much about grief. I have learned so much about grief. And the biggest thing that I've learned is that you women are amazing. And thank you for continuing to show up. Thank you for continuing to show up and support me. And you don't understand something. You, each and every one of you, are the heroes. You are all the heroes. You allow a bald-headed, crazy woman to come on your grief healing journey and talk to you about grief. And for that, I feel so honored. All right, I will see you all on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Today is my Friday. Today's my Friday, and I'm off tomorrow, which is really kind of cool. And then I'll be back on Saturday morning. I love you. I'll see you guys then. All right. Bye, friends. Bye, Facebook.